Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Grad School Buddy. First of all, this episode is very, very late. We usually have this tradition of releasing a new episode every 3 weeks, but due to unforeseen contingencies, here we are. Today in the room with me, I have 4 people. One of them you'll be hearing more from very frequently in the next season. And the other 3 are people that have been with us in spirit, but you guys have never gotten the opportunity to meet with them. And I thought it was very important that we shed light on the people who keep the lights on at Grad School Buddy. So I will first introduce the person who you guys are going to be hearing more of. I'm not going to introduce the person as per se who they are. I'm just going to mention their names and let people tell you who they are. So, there's no need for introduction with me because I've shalayeed with you guys all season. Virtual screen is... Huh? Who am I?
These are some people's first episode. This might be some people's
It's true. This might actually be some people's first episode. And if it's your first episode, I just want to say why. Please go listen to more. But my name is Ebele. I am a development analyst and impact storyteller and the host of Grad School Buddy. And the person who asked me, who are you? Is Chukwebuka, who will be co-hosting with me next season. We're very excited to have him. To my virtual right, we have Anthony, Bolu, and Ibuchim. So, Chukwebuka, I'll let you introduce yourself to the audience, and then I'll let you pass the mic around the house.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. My name is Chukwebuka, and I also work in development finance as an investment officer, making investments across Africa, Latin America, Southeast Asia, and the Middle East. Over to you, Bolu.
Hi, I'm Bolu, and I'm a project writer for Grad School Buddy.
Anthony, do you want to go ahead?
Yeah, my name is Anthony. I'm product manager. I also Grad School Buddy invite great speakers to come and talk to our listeners.
Ibuchim, do you mind closing for us?
My name is Ibuchim. I'm a product designer for Grad School Buddy and also a communications officer for gender equality and sexual reproductive health. Yeah.
Okay, guys, thanks for that round of introduction. So, I don't know why everybody's pretending like they don't talk, and I refuse to be the host on this episode because we're all co-hosting together. Everybody's going to come up with a question, and we're going to go with the flow like that. And I guess my first question to you guys is, how did you initially become a part of the Grad School Buddy team? Biggie, how did you find yourself on this mic, in this team, with this group of people?
So my friend Ebele, she reached out to me. She has this brilliant idea and she wants to help people who are trying to get into grad school and those who are in grad school navigate their way through this very complex transition process. So I thought, wow, that would be a very great way to help a lot of people get through their problems in grad school with the approach we've adopted. So that's why I came on board.
I started working for Grad School Buddy because Willow and I are in this group chat, and I saw the ad there. I think it was mostly just somebody that they needed to work on everything concerning the designs and create content for Grad School Buddy. So I saw the job search there and I was like, oh, okay, let me just apply for this. And I sent in and I read the job description and it was just very straight up and very okay, we just want to know who you are kind of job description. And I was like, okay, this is interesting. It was impromptu. So I wrote down something about myself and I posted it there. It really reached out to me and was like, would you like an interview by 6 p.m.? And I was like, yeah, that would be fun. I had an interview that same day and it was very nice because even there was no pressure and it was just Billy and Chukwebuka. We talked and they told me about what I was supposed to do for Grad School Buddy and who they were. I just felt, okay, this is nice. So Billy reached out again and asked me to send, I feel like I don't remember a lot of stuff, but I remember this detail because it actually changed my life. But it really reached out again and asked me to send my designs because I didn't send them the first time. And then she told me that my designs were really good and they wanted to employ me. And yeah, that was how I started work for Grad School. Okay, so this is Bolo. And I actually got into Grad School Buddy because I know Ibuchim. So before I actually pitched the idea that got me into Grad School Buddy. I used to listen to the podcast, and Ibushi used to like, oh, Bolu, what do you think about this design and this write up and all of that. So I had the idea in my head for like a while, and then one day I'm just gonna go for it, this idea. And because I felt then that my idea was going to be useful for the podcast and all of that, so I reached out via email and then sent it, and Ebile loved the idea and all of that. That's just a short story of how I started with Grad School Buddy. Yeah.
Well, I guess for me it was only natural that since I've known Ebele for most of her life, that I would join Grad School Buddy at some point. So I couldn't actively join at the beginning due to other engagements, but was always exchanging ideas with her and all that. But moving forward, I have to now join more actively.
Okay. But why are people also serious, I beg? Another person's turn to ask you a question.
So, given the fact that it seems this week has been not chaotic, but one kind. So, Ebele, what movie, except for Ebele, what movie title perfectly sums up your week or your last week?
First of all, this is the type of love I get. What do you mean not for Ebele? I've been fighting for my life all week. It's just this weekend I started like relaxing. But right now, like, before we started recording this podcast, I was watching My Big Fat Greek Wedding, the second part. On the side, like my side hustle, what I'm watching Suits, Insecure, and Bones. How about you guys? What are you watching?
Man, did you get the question?
Wait, what did you ask me?
Hey, they said one movie title sums up your week so far.
Oh my God! So you know,
those kind of students in class, you say, "Please, I need extra sheet."
Extra sheet. I'll be saying rubbish.
Give me extra sheet.
And the later will be like, some of you are just writing nonsense.
God. You know when they say it after looking at your script and you know it's you.
Yeah.
Why did you guys allow me continue? Okay.
We thought we were heading somewhere.
I know they head anywhere. A movie that sums up my week right now would be Egg of Life. And just because all through that movie, there were so many chaotic things happening to them and they were just running through the evil forest. I feel that has been me all week, just running for my life.
In the evil forest, in the abroad.
This world as a whole is evil forest. They should have left me in heaven.
Both of you tells me you are in heaven. For me, it's like it to be living in bondage. You know that part. That part
living in bondage. Oh my God.
Yeah, this person says, Andy, me for you know that Andy didn't tell me everything that this is going to entail. Because when I entered this world of development finance, all that
you were not informed.
Like, vibes and all that. I was not informed. There's no way you can do 8 to 5 and you catch up. You're working on weekends, you're working on your summer breaks and all that. So that's been the story of my life, not just last week, but like the last few weeks. And Anthony seems to have a lot.
Yeah, my week. So the only film that comes to mind is 24 because the film is like they have a problem they have to solve in 24 hours, maybe a terror attack. So this week I have a very, very big deadline. In fact, it was like a demo of our MVP product to my boss, and I just had to do it this week because I've been explaining for like 2 weeks now, no evidence. So we just had to present the evidence this week. Still, gladly we conquered. Yeah, Bolu.
Okay, so I'm gonna go with Bullet Train because from the very first scene, Brad Pitt had to deal with one obstacle after the other, right to the last part of the movie. So that's basically how my week went. I had to do something on Monday, and then I was like, okay, I'm gonna rest. And then the next day there was something up, and then the next day there was something up. I just didn't get a break this week at all. So that perfectly sums up my week for me. It was funny because everybody has something.
I was about to say this is not a group I want to be part of.
I don't have any movie in my head or everybody's just going through one obstacle or the other. I don't even know which movie. I have a series though, like this Minsk Because even though she's doing something that she actually loves to do, it's not even working out at all. Everything is just falling everywhere. But yeah, that's mostly what sums up my week. Billy, what about you? I know you said something, but I really do not know the movie.
Don't worry, there's no need because I was saying rubbish and you people let me. So let's just be going like that. It's okay. Don't mind me. I said the egg of life because it seems like I've been running through like principalities and powers.
Yeah.
But for real, I hope this week like we all get to just chill.
In the spirit of understanding how we all joined and all that, how was it for you guys, your first days at Grad School Buddy?
So, what I remember for my first day at Grad School Buddy was it was actually so much less anxiety than I thought it would be. Yeah, it was actually flowing really well because I remember it was me, Ibushim, and Ibili. Anthony was not there, and we were just like pouring ideas after the order, and it was very, very interesting. And I was like, okay, you know what? I made the right choice actually pitching this idea to Grad School Buddy because it felt like an environment where my ideas would be appreciated and I would be able to be as creative as I can. Anthony?
So Ebele set a tone for this formal onboarding for me and gave me my role. Like this was, I was like, felt I was getting onboarded into maybe asset banks. I was kind of having cold feet. She was like, okay, Anthony, this is the way it works. Do this. You are being charged with this. I was like, wow. This is that nice stuff. So she also gave me a soft landing also. Yeah, Ibuchim.
Okay, it really has this thing where it's just very welcoming and you just feel balanced already. But I feel like my first time, it was good because I actually started working with both Ebili and Chukwuebuka at the same time. So I was mostly focused on design. So I was mostly doing designs for working with Grad School Buddy more. But I had this thought of like, oh my God, it really seems very chill. And Chukwuebuka has this very straight up, you are doing your job, and I would like banter, but like, this thing you did, it's not. And I was like, okay, so I have to balance this two because I actually need those two vibe. And it was nice. It was in this very welcoming way of like, yes, we're going to welcome you, but we're also going to teach you. You have to learn because you're just going to be here and not learn. So I actually, I feel like that was what it was for me working at Grad School Buddy. What about you guys? Like I never really like knew what you guys felt about us or me when we started working together. I knew that it was not bad blood, obviously, but you get the question.
Who told you it was not bad blood? Until we deck you for street, then you will know.
I knew
you
it was
know
not
whether the blood is bad or not.
Ebele, go ahead.
No, Ebuka, you've not
For both
spoken
of us.
in a few minutes.
What do you mean?
Your voice. Talk to us.
What do you mean, Ebele? I asked this question. What do you mean, miss my voice?
Okay. I don't know if you guys want me to say each of you. I think Ibuchim specifically asked this, so
We want to know.
other people want to know. Oshé.
Everyone.
First of all, with Ibuchim, I really love their designs. I tell them this every time. Something that cuts across board for everybody is the intentionality. There's a lot of intentionality in the work that they do. Whether it's with Bolu pitching, okay, yeah, this is what we should write, this is who we should reach out to, or it's with Anthony with the events that we should organize and the people that we should reach out to. And of course, with Chukwuebuka, who has been handling our strategic partnerships and the schools that we should reach out to and the people that we should interview. But more than that, I feel like everyone really takes this project as their project. And it's very important to me because Chukwuebuka and I are funding this from literally our 9-to-5 salary. It's not as if we are trust fund kids. Chukwuebuka, if you're a trust fund kid and you have not told me till today, that's a goodie, but that's story for another day. But like it's
him too,
I'm telling you, please, if anybody's a trust fund kid, they should tell us now. But so the thing is, we fund it out of passion, not because we have too much and we don't know what to do. So I love that everyone like brings that part of them to it. Will I say that there are not some times where I feel like I should go to a Four Corner Junction and call people's names 3 times? No, because that would be like me lying. But what I've come to understand with the group of people I work with is that if there is a dip in anybody's work, it's for a reason.
Okay, that's nice. That's great. I want to ask you guys. I don't know if you guys have done any form of podcasting before now. Did you go on YouTube to go and learn how to be a podcaster, or did you do online course, or you just like how did you master the arts and the craft?
So I think that there was no particular editing course or, YouTube videos and all that. It's just that we identified a need, and for most of our careers, so for both our careers, we have to engage with people on a daily basis. And that's also the spirit of the podcast, just trying to bring out people's lived experiences. That's really what it is about. It's not a very technical podcast where you have to do a lot of research and all that. It's just bringing people, putting some humanity into this whole process of grad school, getting people to tell us about their lived experiences, their struggles getting into school, what they did to get into school, what they did to survive in school, and how life is for them afterwards as well. So I think that's really what it is, just having a chat with a new acquaintance, with an old friend and all that. That's really what it's been about.
And to add to what Ibuka said, I love to tell stories of development, like stories from data, but making it beautiful for everyday people to understand and engage with. So for me and Grad School Buddy, I also look at it from that lens of telling stories. This is me doing the things I would naturally do in my 9 to 5, but in a way that I would rather do it, that lets me explore my creativity. So, I mean, I feel I watch too many YouTube videos. It's a blessing and a curse.
YouTube videos on recording?
Yeah, because like I had to kind of like figure out how to edit it. Like,
yeah, of course. I mean, that part is the technical part which you can't vibe and inshallah into. You have to learn and all that. But I think the
process of like how to start a podcast.
Yes, and like speaking and all that. I think for us it comes a bit more naturally to speak to people, to engage with people, to tell stories, to draw out stories and all that.
Yeah, definitely. If I say something now, you think I'm joking. Because it's not as if I'm trying to yab everybody, so let's just be going.
You can yab us, so.
You can yab them.
I wanted to say it's because we went to a good primary school.
Of course. I mean, we went to a good primary school, we went to a good secondary school, and I don't know about Ebele, but I went to the first and the best university.
Yeah, so please, I went to the best.
I mean, when you went
to UNN, that's great too. Wow.
Excuse me, are you all right?
We love to hear it.
Are you normal?
There are only two universities in Nigeria.
I said I went to the first and the best. How does
that's what I'm talking about? Well, I think we're on the same page, though.
No, we're not on the same page.
Ebuka can't be on the same page as us. We're not the same.
No, he's saying that
first and the best.
We went to the first and the best, and the first and the best now UNN. So is that not the same page? We are really on the same page.
Where? Which ranking?
Wait, Chukwuebuka and Anthony. I think I heard either Bolu or Ibuchim speak.
I said, who made UNN the best and the best? Since when?
What? So what, in your opinion, what's the best and the first?
First and worst. No, and by first, we're also talking about first in establishment, not even first position in like ranking. More like the first university.
Which one is the best?
So which school is that, please? Because it's very hard for us to figure it out.
What is the first university of Nigeria? What university of Nigeria have first?
Where you?
No, and this was University College London. That was how it even started. It started as a branch of University.
I cannot believe you people. You people don't know the first. Hey, Chineke Mo.
1948.
Oh, University of Ibadan, yeah.
1948. Yeah.
Okay.
CNN was when?
Ebele is my senior, so I think you can cover that part.
Senior, and then you didn't go there.
I think they really.
He's giving my yoga at the top.
We really do that. We always look into the future in UNN. We don't really look too much about the past.
Yeah, the present and the future. That's where we are.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can see how the present is. Let's not get into that.
If you guys went to the same like primary or secondary school, how did you guys go to the same uni now?
No,
People could not get into UNN now. Do you know you need to be a bad bitch to get into UNN. You cannot just
Prove the
it's
point.
it's a record that in terms of federal universities, UI is about the toughest to get into.
who
It's
recorded
Because
it?
of nepotism.
So that's the thing.
It
Now.
is
I mean,
nepotism
it has
and
the list. No, see now, it has the list nepotism actually. So, like seriously speaking, UI each year admits just 3,000 people. Just 3,000. In UI, in my class, you had just about 40 of us in a department of engineering. So I mean, they have their own flaws and stuff, but you give it to them that the student to lecturer ratio in UI is just top. You can't even compare.
Okay, but whatever makes you sleep at night. I like the way whenever you go anywhere and say, I attended the first and the best, everybody tells you, oh, UNN.
Ebele, why are you lying? Because who else has said this?
Only one time that person, I'm sure
Exactly.
that person all lost road already. That
Who is
person
the
was like,
best
yeah, you are.
Who is the person that's saying UNN?
Yeah, so question directed to Anthony. If you were to switch position with someone, with one of your colleagues, which one of you switch to?
like in grad school, but see
Yes,
you now,
exactly.
Ibile.
Okay.
Sharp, so that I can be giving her some tasks like I really get and sharp deadlines. Like Ibile, you need to turn this in
And
like
you can be
next.
salary.
No, that's why I said. Okay, mistake. So
I'm just
Let me
laughing. I'm like,
take-
you will edit the podcast. You will like to pay salary.
what kind of question is that?
It's Bolu that asked you. It's not me.
Oh, Bolu,
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, Ibuka is a very good role. Like, yeah, I love Ibuka's role. So,
You still pay salary.
you don't.
I personally would not switch with anybody.
Why?
Because I like the writing part. I like writing. So I see Ibushim do the designing part here, and designing is something I know definitely is not for me. So I can't even imagine myself doing that. Then Anthony's part feels like I have to interact with more people that I'm willing to. If Billy's part is just too much responsibility, I do not like too much responsibility. And Shukibuka's part is also like knowing people, and I doubt I will know people if I'm not like willing to be social. So.
Yeah, one of the things about interacting with people you don't really know, it's just like creating breakfast for yourself. Some people will be telling you all sort of stuff. I do not speak freely. I charge like $2 per word. But the also fine part is that I got to meet a very amazing speaker who will be coming on our next event at the end of the month. He works in JP Morgan. It's very nice, and he also wants to even like continue to engage with us even after the event. So those kind of wins that finally cover up the failures. Yeah.
That was interesting.
You still don't want that?
No, thank you. So,
I definitely say Chukwubuka now.
Okay, why?
I feel like I don't know. I want to experience the part of his job, what he does, how he thinks about what people do strategize with, and also the fact that he's actually always traveling. So I always going on.
Do you
dates.
just want to travel? Is that
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Because it's Grad School Buddy needs to begin to fund my travels.
Jimmy self, I want me to fund myself, I beg. I'm available to travel. If anybody's listening and you guys want to fly us out, all of us, 5 of us like this, we're ready.
Yeah, available. Completely available.
I mean, I'm
But
not
yeah,
doing
Okay, Chukwubuka, what about you?
it. Perhaps, yeah. So I think that for me, for example, even in companies, I would like to be more in positions of, directions or being the COOs or, stuff like that, just making sure that everybody's doing everything, a bit of strategizing, because everybody is also involved in strategizing and then making sure that it is executed as it should be. So, yeah, to be with Ebele.
Do you know that you
What about
guys...
you?
I've already even volunteered myself because I was the last person. So I think it to be like 2 people, and it to depend on the day. But the first one would definitely be designing, because I'm in my happiest place when I'm really just creating designs. I see design as a part of storytelling, and I feel like I don't need to talk to anybody. Like I can just be in my zone and just create stuff. And I think that a lot of times I'm so overwhelmed with every other thing that I rarely get to design. But then the second person would actually be Chukwuebuka. So it's so funny that Chukwuebuka is like me. Because a lot of times, like, it's like maybe we see someone's LinkedIn, we don't even know this person, and we're like, that would be a great fit. So the whole process of getting to find that person, I find it interesting, even though I prefer doing it from behind the scene. Else.
You people are the ones in charge.
As in, no.
So these are people who do your own podcast.
Why we are not doing the podcast because we like
Oh
it's
yeah.
boring.
You people are making mouths about this
There's a
podcast.
reason.
They're like, get ready. We have questions for you people.
Everywhere, and now we forgot what the question. Oh, I'm still thinking. But how's all the dates you've been going on been now?
Now this is a conversation I like.
You have been going
I don't
on dates for
understand.
like every weekend.
I don't
Like,
understand.
You could not be
I'm
acting
not
brand new
processing,
now, please. There.
like, when are we meeting everybody? Because it seems
Please,
like it's every
navigation. First of all, let us clarify certain things. One, surprisingly, I actually do not like human beings that much.
Excuse me, you are the only person that likes human beings among us is Anthony.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
so.
nobody noticed.
No, but like, people, because of like what I post and all that, people think I'm very social, very outgoing and all that. But I chose my course in school. How I chose what I wanted to study was which course do I have to study, and I would have the least interaction with people afterwards. And I chose nuclear engineering because I was like, few people will want to do that. Most of them would also be nerds, and everybody would just be in the lab and stuff like that. Well, sure, various things happened and we ended up where we ended up. But that being said, I also do believe taking care to build friendships. Yeah, so I would typically go on a lot of friendship dates or like family dates and stuff. So when I'm in cities with my cousins, I would go on dates with them. In cities with my friends, I would go on dates with them. So I could just be chatting with someone for the first time and stuff. And like, oh, you want to grab some drinks? And yeah, we just go out. So those are the dates that I have been going.
Can I say something, Chukwuebuka? They said, how have your dates been? When can we meet? Ibido Kobarai.
Are you alright? So that means Ebele, no, unlike you, my own is still following a train of thought.
I'm going to follow the train.
So, in essence, states have been going really fine. And whenever you're in the same city as these people, you can always come along. So when you're in Abuja and I'm in Abuja, let me know. And you can come along on the dates with these people. When you're in Lagos, let me know. When you're in
Please, I'm in Lagos, I can come along. Please.
When I was in Port Harcourt, I met Ibuchim, no? Or, I mean, when you're in Lagos, because you can't be on Lagos, on the other end of Lagos. And then you want to
Anthony, please, if they are yabbing you, be attentive. Oh, yeah. Chukwuebuka, please, from the start, the Anthony part.
That is what I'm saying. So when you're in Lagos, Lagos is quite vast, and some people that live on Lagos outskirts would also be claiming that they're in Lagos. So if you're sure in the right location,
calm down. It's not me.
Because somebody will tell me that they're in traffic for the next 2 hours, and before they arrive, the date has ended.
Please, the Lagos government just launched the blue rail line, like electric.
I saw
train.
You people.
I was not among that race that happened. I was not there. I saw them, but I wasn't there.
Present continues. It is not happened. It's not past perfect.
Lagos, always Lagosing. Well, it's fine, Sha. My question is kind of centered around Grad School Buddy. Why? Part of what Grad School Buddy is trying to achieve. This episode is for we who work in Grad School Buddy. So I want to know, what do you do to reduce your mental exhaustion? For example, I'm very sure many people here, you guys are doing one or two things at the side also. So what do you do to prevent burnout? What do you do differently to prevent that?
I think that for me, it's something like this. When you work, when you play. I'm not about to start doing an 8 to 5 because quite frankly, when I see people that say, okay, I've been studying for the last 12 hours, I'm just unimpressed because There is no way you would study from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and the law of diminishing return wouldn't have set in at about half that time. So you're just wasting your time. So that's really it for me. I'm not born to suffer. I'm here to enjoy life,
For me, I feel like I try to do stuff each day that makes me feel happy and good. If I have a lot of things to do today, maybe on Mondays I try to work on all of my Grad School Buddy tasks, and then on the other days I work on every other task I have. And at the end of the day, I try to either eat something that makes me feel happy or watch something. And if I come home, I make sure that I don't work as much anymore. So it's just like little breaks each day that kind of helps me. But I still get burnt out a lot of times, and I feel like when I'm burnt out, I don't produce as much. I'm not as productive as I would be, obviously. There's hardly any time to actually even rest, especially when you don't even have the luxury or even the opportunity or anything. So I just try to rest in between it and see how far I can go. Giddy, what about
you? So I start my day very early because I've come to realize that mornings are my most productive time. I kind of try to do my quicker tasks early in the morning when I wake up. If it's, for instance, something that requires my feedback and it won't take more than 10 minutes, I try to do it then. And then in terms of creating work-life balance, it really begins with my mental health. And taking walks are very important to me. For me, that's just very therapeutic. I live in a place where there are lots of birds, so just waking up and hearing nature helps me start off the day with the right energy. This morning routine, getting into that good headspace, is very important to me. Again, in the spirit of being open, I deal with a lot of depression. And so I just tell myself, every day I'm here, I'm going to give it my 100%. I want to know that I went to bed today knowing that I did everything I could with all the resources I had, whether it was time, whether it was energy, whether it was finances. I want to know that I gave today my best and there was nothing else I could have done more to make this day better. I think that's just where I find my peace. So in finding that work-life balance, it starts from the mental part for me, but there is also a physical aspect to it in terms of keeping to-do lists. I have to-do lists on my phone. I have sticky notes because I also want to make sure that I'm not letting anything fall through the cracks. I try to be as mindful as I can. I know that I forget a lot, so I try to write things down. Yeah, so that's my system. I also drink water, mind my business, and watch TV. People should try to mind their business more. It gives you more time to focus on your own stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like I said, just to reiterate what she said, I think one of the only way to even make this work is being quite disciplined. And I don't think we reach a point where you could say, I'm now disciplined. It's like an everyday struggle, having to-do list and having a system and sticking to that. So there is that system that works, and that way you can really do what you have to do. But it's one thing to have this to-do list. It's also another thing to have the discipline to do them even when they are not so palatable. Sometimes you have to do research, but Ebola just wants to design. So yeah, that relates. It's not, quite frankly, it's not easy. So that's one thing to note. I think people don't get to talk a lot about their struggles and stuff like that. We just show the nice parts.
I want to talk about abilities to do this stuff because I actually do that a lot. Because if I don't do that, I might forget tasks that I have to complete. So I actually practice that a lot too, and I do a lot of meditation because I actually struggle with anxiety. So meditation works for me, taking walks work for me, exercising, even if it's just 10 minutes in the morning, does work for me. And I try to plan my day out because I was telling Bushim this morning that I have two short, I don't even know what to call them, two short things written down that I was inspired and then I wrote something and then lost inspiration and then I started something else and now I feel like I'm stuck again. So taking the walks and just being in my element does help me feel like, okay, I can continue writing again. If not, I get this huge writer block and I don't write for weeks. And even if it's just random captions I have to write for Grad School Buddy or even a newsletter, finding that format or that way to start it off and everything it's really hard sometimes. So the meditation does help. Feeling calm helps. Taking those walks help, and all of that. I'm planning my day out, and also I drink like a lot of tea, so that helps too.
Anthony, what about you? How are you managing your own?
So I always do it to do this, but my job ends up scattering that list because you cannot plan most everything. Because as a product manager, you're the one managing the project. It's tech now. Maybe someone just call you, there's a bug here, or there is a problem on this side of the app, and you guys are trying to solve problems. So you spend most of your time trying to solve the problem, then you now calm down and now start doing the things you're supposed to do. So yes, I make it up to do it. Then I try to do social stuff. I watch football on most weekends. So why I asked, because recently I think I was kind of exhausted mentally. So I had a theory that's trying to balance my work life stuff. So normally if you call me after work, I'm still ready to work, even during weekends. From January to this month, I've been working Monday to Sunday. So I didn't really even create any striking balance. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I've done it for like 2 weeks and it's kind of helping me. Once it's 4:30, I switch over from work and do personal stuff or watch football or do another thing. So I'm still trying to get used to it, but I think that's one of the ways I've been able to manage my ball. Before like 2 weeks ago, I've been exhausted. I was not managing my mental health. I was doing only work. In fact, I think I've gone out twice this year. So I've been working throughout this year. It's not good. I don't even advise anybody to take that path because you eventually burn out. It's not that I didn't know I should create a balance at the beginning of the year, but I couldn't enforce it. But now I'm enforcing it and nobody has died. Mm-hmm. So yes, we move from there.
Yeah, I think certainly boundaries are very important in taking care of ourselves. And like you said, sometimes it seems that if you're not there, things will fall. It's a lie. Because if something really happens to you today, or you need to move on from that role, that position, that company, it will fall. That was something my boss told me at the beginning of my career. He was like, see, at the end of the day, you have to do what is best for your professional career. This company will always survive with or without you. You might be difficult to replace, but nobody is indispensable. I wish I can say that I meditate like Ebele them, but I think what I engage in is just daydreaming. I can just be going out and I'll just be imagining, what if I begin to earn extra $10,000 monthly?
Okay, we can please get out.
That has been my daydreaming.
If you not even if, it's more like when you guys, because see, all this like we love Ebele, bro, please put your money where your love is. When you guys start earning $10,000 more.
Who said love Ebele?
I know you love me. Talking about unspoken words.
Okay, let's go.
We actually have one more question to ask. What unique qualities do you think each of us bring to Grad School Buddy team?
Ebuka, I call dibs on you going first.
Thank you for this opportunity, Ebele. A very nice question. I hate when people do that nonsense when someone asks a question. I'm like, please go ahead and answer this question. So I would say it's pretty easy. Ibuchim brings that creativity, in that sense, that artistic creativity. Obolu brings that literary, it's also creativity as well, but the ability to wield the pen and wield certain ideas. And Anthony brings to the table that interaction with human beings and that ability to chest a lot of no's, that pressure to organize events, will need to work out well, will the technical aspects of the event go well and stuff like that. So there is that. And Ebele is the ability to dream mad dreams, to just sit down and think, how do I complicate my life further? Ebele has taken me in her life because many times Ebele would just come to, there's a group that I'm on with Ebele, and then another person will be like, oh yes, this is a nice idea. And they're like, okay, can we start next month? And I'm like, Ebele, how many jobs are you doing? How will you have the time? So she's able to really, sit down and think, how do I complicate my life? And I think those questions, those are the way we grow and all that. We have to complicate our lives from time to time. So she brings up these ideas, and we say out of those 100 ways she wants to complicate her life, let's take two, and then let's work on those two. So there is that, and just trying to make the world a better place, and being a bit selfless in doing that.
Okay, now Chike has not answered this question in a serious way. I have to be a serious person. So, what do I like about working with each of you? For Anthony, is his resilience. There was this one DM that Anthony got, and in my mind, I was like, honestly, nobody me they tell this thing, but I kind of have to mark this person's name and give my own pound of flesh back in the future, because the person was just very rude for no reason. And I've seen Anthony like bounce back from those rude situations where he goes out to network on behalf of Grad School Buddy and someone says no in a very mean way. And he's like, oh no, we'll ask another person. I feel like that's a very unique feature. For Bolu, I love your ability to speak your mind. You're just able to say, I think we should do this or I shouldn't do this. And this is why I think that. And I think, number one, it's very bold because I think you and Anthony were the last people to join. So it's not easy to join a team and kind of get comfortable with sharing what you think. So I really love that about you. For Ibuchim, first of all, I've said how I admire Ibuchim's design, but what I haven't said is I know that I push Ibuchim a lot, and I often tell them that it's because I know what they are capable of. And what I love about them is their ability to take feedback. I feel like I can be very particular about designs, white spaces, color combination, texts, and they understand feedback, they implement it, but even without the feedback, I love your ability to just think of a concept and create something and kind of give us something to start working with. That's very cool. And for Chukwuebuka, for real, I know that I joke a lot about this, but what I really admire the most about you is that you're very systematic. Chukwuebuka is a person that sets up our Trello and he's like, if people go and look at your Trello board. People have not been looking at your Trello board, by the way, but that's a story for another day. But like, you approach everything with a great deal of, okay, wait, let's think about this. This is how it will go. Not only for today or next month, but in the next 12 months. And you also hold me specifically accountable. You don't let me slide because you've known me for 2 decades. And you call me out on my bullshit. And I think everyone deserves to have people in their corner who tell them to, number one, touch grass, but hey, number two, this is this thing you're doing. I think it's very cool, but hey, this is this other thing you're also doing. And I think you shouldn't do that. And yeah, so that's what I think about everybody. People should not make me say mushy stuff again. Anytime you're feeling anyhow, go and listen to this episode. I don't like it.
If I don't hold you accountable,
huh?
How will you buy the iPhone 15 Pro Max for me?
Hey, you guys, please, I want to buy iPhone 15 or anywhere you see my GoFundMe.
Don't mind Ebele. Ebele has to order for 2 of us.
Hey!
So don't worry.
I was going to say something. I was going to say, I think from my end, one of the things I love most about working for you and Chukwuebuka is the kind of like really convenient environment to work. Okay, I know it's called capitalism and all of that, and we are all slaves to capitalism, but in most times it does feel like we are all chasing the same thing, and it's interesting, and it's like, oh, I'm not just here to just be a robot, I'm also here to be better at myself, right? And you guys kind of like create a sort of like nurturing environment for everybody to be as expressive as they want to be with each other, not just with you, but with each other. And you guys listen to our ideas, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why I enjoy being on like this Grad School Buddy team, because my ideas get to be listened to, and it's just like always inclusive at the end of the day. Does anyone want to say anything else concerning this?
So I've known Ebele for quite a couple of years, and also me, I have some very crazy ideas too. Like, and the thing about me is that when I have ideas, I actually go and do them. But the first person I actually go to meet is Ebele, because there are some people you tell your ideas and they'll be like, this thing cannot work. But Ebele will tell you, this makes sense, and try to understand your thoughts, how you came around that conclusion. So you don't have not tell yourself if you've been thinking rubbish or not. But the most important thing is that she just allows you to actually make that decision by going with you through that process. Like, you get, so if you ask questions, okay, why do you think like this? Eventually, you figure out if it's a good decision you are trying to take or it's a bad decision. And it's very cool because, in the normal capitalism world, it's kind of you just taking instructions from your boss and executing, but she makes you like think through most of the decisions you're trying to make. So it's as if you're making your own decision by yourself. So it's cool working with you. Yeah. And I just started working with Ibuka, so I'm still trying to, but
No,
I just feel
it'd be nice. I'm
yeah.
coming for you. Like I began with Anthony just like 2 days ago. He will feel it
I
became
think
what it became.
Do you know it's true? Because I didn't even react to what Ibuchim said.
No, I mean I'm very nice. Like
Yeah, Chukwuebuka is actually very nice, but Chukwuebuka has this like very systematic. On Wednesday at 2 p.m., we will set off. Just get ready.
business,
it's like
business
this.
class.
I mean, if I were HR in a workplace, for example, I can give you like some mother's query and all that. And afterwards, I'll be like, let's grab lunch that we are meant to grab, and we just talk as if
It's the same thing. It's the
It's
same
not
way for
right.
me. If I was under you, that a query comes with cost. I don't know, but in my company, if they give you a query, you have to deduct it somehow. In banks too.
So do you mean that you can never be right in the query? Query is meant to be like, let me explain to you why it happened. Does it mean that once I give you
Chukwuebuka, it's as if you've forgotten where you are working. Be very careful.
I've never worked in an
So that
establishment, and I
lunch
hope
that
never
you
to.
take me to, I will eat past that money that I'm about to pay. I'll say, this is my boss. No,
To shock you, the queen the bill and I said they should split it.
next time,
You
not
can
give me
split
query.
I was Bolu that I was talking before. I'm like, this is me
Oh.
now. It's him now.
Okay,
Like,
why-
you guys sound
I give
so
up.
the same.
I can't try.
Yeah, we get that a
I'm
lot.
telling you.
Okay, so
Ah.
for me, I was gonna say I actually agree with Anthony said. Working to Bele is like just you're making the decision yourself, but you just have this helping hand that is actually directing you and like telling you, yeah, it's either even though it's a bad decision, it's still your decision, and it's just like it's okay. You can make a decision by yourself, and it's fine. And that's kind of what helped me a lot in my design and growing with my design, because it made me feel like whether it's good or it's bad, it doesn't have to be terrible. It just has to be good or bad, and you can fix it, and it will be fine. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened. And working with Chukwuebuka, like he said, yeah, he will definitely give you a query and then talk to you after like nothing happened, and it's fine because like just because this happened does not mean that.
Wait, can I ask you guys a question? Has Chukwuebuka actually given you a query?
No, like it's not like he's not giving me a query, but when we were working together, it was not a query. It was just the evaluation, the whole talk, and everything about it. And
You know what I love about this is that I
it was
didn't
so
even know.
straightforward.
Maybe
But I bet
Chukwuebuka,
you're
did you
like,
tell me and I forgot?
why? What is my business with you? Somebody's CEO, somebody's CEO. What's your business?
It's
Focus
true,
on your
Sha.
lane. Focus on my.
But he just like he would give you a straight up evaluation on your work, and it doesn't mean that you're terrible or he doesn't like you. It just means that this is work and this is not work. So we're going to talk about this and we're going to improve on this, but now we're still going to talk and have lunch and do other stuff because it's still fine. So it's just a very good balance of being yourself and also keeping you on your feet. And yeah, that's what I love about working. Like what I love about working for you guys. And yeah.
But how about what you guys love about working with each other?
Okay, what I love about working with Anthony, like everybody said, the fact that he's able to talk to people on our behalf and do it well and do it like with grace and finesse, even though you said no, he's still gonna move on because yeah, it's not the end of the world. So I love that. What I love about working for Bolo is that we can actually brainstorm on ideas and it doesn't sound weird. We can just like, oh, I have this idea, or should I talk about it? Should I send it? And Bolo will be like, oh yeah, send it, and it's fine. And it's always just smooth and nobody's judging anybody. Everybody is just trying to make it better. And even if this thing doesn't work out, we're going to move on to the next one. So that's what I love about working for both of them. What about you guys?
So first of all, when I came in, so there's this clarity of thought you guys had. I had this first impression that, oh, these guys are really smart, intelligent people. We are that capable. Then also, you guys are really cool. In the sense, there's no element of toxicity. It's been nice working with you guys.
Okay, this is Bolu speaking here. I think that what I love about working with Ibushim, like they said, is also having this easy flow. When we talk about ideas and all of that, it's really, really easy. And one person gets to talk about something and the other person contributes, and it just feels like it will have planned literally within minutes and all of that. So it's very, very easy to work with someone I can flow with. And then it's basically the same thing with Anthony. We're having like meetings and we are having conversations about anything in particular, and everybody contributes, and Anthony like contributes, and it just kind of flows really, really well. And also, like everybody else has said, Anthony gets to do the difficult task of socializing with people that we don't get to do. So that's also great.
Thank you, Bolu. Thank you, Ibuchim. Thank you, Ebele. It has been really great catching up with you guys. And
Ebuka, why didn't you thank Anthony?
hey, sorry, I thought I said Antonio. Oh, starting again. Thank you, Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Ibuchim. Thank you, Bolu. Thank you, Ebele Chukwu. It's been really great, catching up with you guys. I'm happy to have been part of the end of this season and looking forward to, continuing with Ebele as co-host in the next season. And thank you very much to our listeners. Yeah. Okay, so I guess we can all say bye. So I will say bye. Wait, how should we do it?
Let me say where they ask. I don't know. It's giving birthday party where they gather everybody at the end to snap picture.
I mean, we should give our listeners a name, like, for example.
Do you know I thought of grad school buddies and I was like, that's so dumb.
But actually not it flows, right?
You know that Ebele caught what I wanted to say, and I'm glad she did because it was dumb too.
No, tell us, sorry, Anthony.
Please, I'm joking. It was play. I can't say this kind of thing. I will send it to your email.
Oh yeah, no, I should be just say something like, okay, like maybe say like 3, 2, 1, okay, like, if I say it, it sounds more stupid than what Anthony was saying.
Okay,